gonna send this to you. So again, I'm gonna review just so you, it's recording my voice. So we were going over that inside shoulder and talking about how you're a little bit too twisted out, so your inside shoulder is outside of a power range. So we're gonna just go back and forth right now in this catch zone, the front of your stroke, and you can see that as I go into that, you can see right here when I get to this point, like from this side view, you can see my shoulders are kind of at the same level, right? Whereas when you go into the front of your stroke, right? Yeah, see how your body is not quite in that strongest pulling zone. Your inside needs to be contributing pressure as well. And it's better when you get into, when you finish that untwisting, this should be like a little bit more a flat line across your shoulders. Yeah, so look at me.
Hey, message me where you guys are going to be. We're just going to go to Chronics.
Okay.
All right, John.
All right. So we got something like this, right? When I'm loading into it, and I mean, if you look at kind of what Adawi's talking about, I'm sure she was probably talking about some people bend their elbow all the way down here.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about there will be a slight dip when you have heavy pressure, but not too much. I think right now, so if we look carefully at your side right here, because you're keeping that in mind, I think it's good that you're adapting so quickly with keeping that elbow from dropping too low, this inside elbow, right?
All right.
But because of that, you're kind of preventing your inside from really contributing as much as it can. Okay, so what I should see here is a little bit more like this. So when I get into it, right? Whereas when you're halfway into your stroke, you can still see your body is very tipped. If you go what I mean. Right?
Yeah.
So that's probably one of the main things here. Okay. Now the next thing, next big thing that I noticed when I was watching this is your grip. So through the pool, it's fine to be tense through there. I think that's Lawrence's. Okay. But as soon as you finish your power, you got to relax your hands. So watch carefully. So even at your setup right here, see how this bottom hand down here is so tightly gripped on your paddle, right? That's excess forearm strength that you're using for no reason.
All right.
I mean tension. Like you could release that tension and be a lot more relaxed. Right. So I want look at the front of my stroke. When I get to the front, this is what I call a hook grip. So look at if you take a look at my hand here. Right, you can see how my pinky is just kind of hooked on the edge.
Okay.
I have my index and middle probably wrapped around. Fourth is almost wrapped around, but I'm going to be pulling kind of like this. I mean, you get a lot of strength from even just a hook with the pinky, but I mean, different coaches will coach different things, but I think the forearm, if you have a tight grip all the way through a race, that's usually why your forearm dies at the end of a race, because it's just, drop, right? So you got to learn to tense only through the pool, relax, 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 hard on the pool, okay? So let me show you. So you can see once I get into the pool, I engage those fingers, right? You can see I'm engaging those fingers. As soon as I get to the back end of my stroke, see how I curl out? Curl out. You can see, and see how my wrist is limp? That's why I'm trying to force you guys to get that limp wrist, because this is a relaxed forearm. This is not. No matter what you think, this, even holding your hand slightly with that wrist straight, is a little bit more tension here than just letting it hang, right? So take a look at your recovery right now. See how you finish your stroke and you go straight back forward, and it's still gripped, tight. Okay, so that's another thing to kind of take a look at. Okay, so let's fast forward now to a front view real quick.
Good workout today.
See ya, Sandy.
Since I'm coming from the men's practice, I'm taking her in here. Will she do the women's practice?
Yeah. Probably.
Okay.
I would say probably.
If not, I guess she can just like go see or something.
Yeah. Okay. So front view. Let's take a look at the front view, because we can talk about the shoulder and stuff like that. So see how like at the front of my stroke here, my inside shoulder is at a position where at the front of my stroke, it's at a position where I can give pressure immediate at the front, because it's not. So if I'm looking at you, right? If you can't see my inner shoulder because it's behind my head, then I can't pressure well at the front. Unless it's here, right?
Right.
So you want just enough twist where you're still going to be able to utilize that from the front of the stroke.
All right.
Okay, so right now,
Shoulder forward.
see at the front,
Yeah.
how your shoulder is
opening too
behind your
much.
head. It's a little bit too much.
Right.
Okay, so just bring that back a little bit. That should engage that front, because you'll see, like, when you get into it here, probably this is the strongest part of your stroke, because now your shoulder is visible and you can actually help with the inner half. But you want that from the beginning of the stroke,
Okay.
and not just
Okay.
halfway through.
All right. Yeah. Of course. All right.
And so, like, you can see this. I think a little bit more neutral on that body, right?
Yeah.
A little bit more cat-like. I mean, one of the coaches I learned this from was like, just think about like,
Lean forward like your cat.
yeah. But I mean, I think what your like biggest difference, right? When we're into the pool, see how my shoulders are like this, that line, and your shoulders are like that, right?
Right. Right.
So that's what I was trying to
All
get
right.
at.
All right. Now I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, and this is what we talked about with projecting your weight, right? If you look at where my head is in relation to my,
Over your leg.
right? And your head right now is slightly off. Just a little bit. And I think that contributes a little bit to your shoulders as well. But I think the biggest thing that contributes to your inner shoulder is A, open up too much at the beginning, and then B, thinking too much about, oh, I gotta lock my elbow really high.
Yeah.
So you can see here, right?
And I actually overcorrected that today based on it was low